Lonnet Entertainment.
Charles Lonnet, please.
Speaking.
My name is Grantham Dumet. I'm in a privileged position. Hear me out.
So, what do we know about this guy?
He's rich, he's a recluse, he's obsessed with H.H. Holmes. Totally sane, I'm sure.
We're going to a property he inherited from a relative. Some of the rooms are full recreations from the murder castle. Dumet has blueprints, documents, artifacts. This place is massive. Surely there is a pack of cigarettes in here somewhere.
Hello and welcome to a video preview from GodIsAGeek.com. My name's Adam Cook and I'm here with Chris Hyde. Hello, Chris.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm excited to talk to you because you have been playing and interviewing, apparently, people from the team. The Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil and Me, the fourth game in the Dark Pictures series and final one of season one. Series
Series/season one. Yes, the finale, which I think has been downplayed quite a lot, to be honest. But yes, this is the season one finale, the fourth one in the anthology, as you say, The Devil in Me. So start off, I guess, talking about what it's all about, what the setting is. So it's based off an American serial killer, which is a cheery starting topic. And this serial killer back in the 1890s kind of murdered his victims in his own murder castle, which was this house which had loads of corridors that moved around and trapdoors and traps and various lovely bits and pieces, which allowed him to kind of manipulate his victims. And our group that you control in The Devil in Me is set in the present day, but they're a documentary filmmakers group, and they're making a series about murders, and ironically they're filming their season one finale, and that is based on this serial killer from the 1890s. But they've come up short because they don't have any material. It's over 100 or so years ago. No one's left alive, and the murder castle itself has all been demolished. It doesn't exist anymore. So they're a bit of a loose end, and they've got no money. And then they get a call from a random person called Grantham Dumet, who says he's inherited this hotel, which is a replica of this murder castle, and invites them to come and stay. So they jump at the chance because they're like, this could be our golden ticket. And so they arrive at this hotel, and Grantham seems to disappear, and then things start happening which start going downhill very quickly. So the setup is they're kind of exploring this hotel, trying to figure out where the owner is and what's going on. And as the story progresses, things start happening. Things start going downhill, like I say. The preview that I played was just over an hour, and it's quite near the beginning. So before I imagine things really get serious. But the finale, as I say, they've added quite a lot to this game. If you've played previous games in the series, it's still got the branching narrative. It's still got a bit of the exploration and the collectibles, but there is a few new features to the game which are worth mentioning. The first is around movement. There's a lot more free-flowing movement and movement actions in this game. So rather than just sort of walking around kind of fixed camera angles, there's more ways to move around the environment. So you're going to be pushing and pulling objects. You're going to be crawling through spaces, vaulting over windows, going over ledges, all that sort of thing, which just creates an extra dimension, I guess, to the movement, and means they can, I guess, design the rooms a bit more considered than just kind of walking through doors. So there was definitely part of that on show in the demo that I played, which definitely made it feel a little bit different. There's a bit more, a few more puzzles to solve, and you have to think a little bit more about how you get around rather than just wandering through corridors. The other thing that they've done this time around is each one of the 5 characters that you control has their own inventory, and they each start with a starting item based on the job that they have. So there'll be the leader of the group's got a business card, and he'll use that to kind of get into drawers and other locked places. There'll be someone with a video camera that can kind of take pictures and film things, and there's someone with a microphone so they can listen in to all the creepy sounds in the hotel, and it might guide you to where you need to go. And there's also extra items that you can pick up as you progress through the adventure, and it's part of the choice system and the narrative as well. So if you've got the right item at the right point, that might give you a different option to if you don't have it. So it can also impact, the story, and as with all of the things in the Dark Pictures, who lives and who dies throughout the night, right? So it's just an extra kind of layer that they've woven into, I guess, the branching narrative that they've got. In terms of influences, when I played this, and as you say, I interviewed the creative director, and it very much confirmed it. It feels very much like a Saw film as you play it. So in terms of its influence, because you're wandering through this hotel and you're clearly being watched. Someone is watching you and is manipulating the hotel around you, setting traps, but also creating choices and dilemmas for you and things for you to think about, which is very much a Saw type thing. Like, what would you do in this scenario? And I would imagine, I don't know, but I imagine later in the game those decisions get more grand and more potentially deadly. So it's very much that vibe of horror, because of the different types of horror in different games so far in the anthology, and this one very much feels like a Saw film. And the hotel itself, you also get like the Shining vibe from it a little bit, like, because it's like a creepy hotel that sort of moves around, and there's very much a play on like animatronics and like mannequins and things like moving around and robotics and things like that. So that's creepy as heck. I always find that sort of stuff quite creepy. So that's lovely to experience in the dark on your own. But it certainly, from the hour I played, there was a lot going on, a lot of game. I often find sometimes in Dark Pictures games, there's a bit of light and shade. There's some tense moments, but then there's some safe moments where I can just relax now. This is just about me exploring. And there was a very little bit of that, but I very much felt on edge a lot more in the hour that I played. Like, I was exploring places in the dark, stuff was going down, the hotel was moving, it was very creepy. Then there's, like I say, these mannequins, and then I've got to make choices that people don't die, and it was very intense and very creepy, which I like. I enjoy these games, and I enjoy this, the shock tactics and things of it. But I was very impressed with the hour or so slice that I played. And the key thing for me will be, how does it hold up over its runtime? It's going to be a good 7 or 8 hours. This one is longer than the other ones in the Dark Pictures, so it'd be interesting to see how those new movement mechanics and the inventory and the decisions, do they all work together nicely for that longer runtime? And that remains to be seen, I guess. But definitely excited to play it when it comes out in a couple of weeks. Get my hands on the full game. Really excited, and I think they could have something a little bit special on their hands for the finale.
Well, all that really remains to be said there is that, one, you've wet my whistle for it, and also you can go and read the full lengthy interview with the creative director of The Devil Within. No.
Devil in Me.
Devil in Me. What's The Devil Within? I'll do that bit again and edit that. All that remains to be seen... All that remains to be said is that you can go and read the full lengthy interview with the creative director, Chris, wasn't it?
Yes, creative director.
Yeah, on the game, and it's out, like you say, in a couple of weeks. You can go and read a full. This is like a accompanying piece to show you some of the video and some of the game itself in action that Chris was playing. It's Chris playing it, so if it's bad gameplay, you can blame him in the comments.
yeah, exactly. Feel free to judge me, as I do really badly in the game. Yeah,
but there's plenty of stuff. Go to godisageek.com and read all of that. Chris, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you,
and we'll see anyone else in the next video. Bye bye.